If you listen carefully though, and yes, I
No, we don't
realize
need
there
the
are
projector.
side effects for some
That's about to
people
start.
that wonder afterwards.
Squawking at us
But
in a
the
minute.
recovery rate has still been 97, 98%.
Yeah, 97.
If you listen carefully,
You can close it out.
with those that passed away.
Yeah.
Then you've got.
Okay, we're recording, guys. We are live. Just so you're aware.
Okay. Boy, that takes the fun out of things.
It's just a conversation.
Apparently, we're supposed to behave now, right?
I guess. Oh. Well, let's see. It is 2 o'clock. That mic is. Travis will not be here, I believe, I understand.
We got, I'll have down here, like right here, Anna, and then Jerry down there.
Virtual hug.
Virtual hug. Oh, sorry. I just had that, 97.2. I thought, sure, Travis would be late.
7.3.
I just had it done at the paper thing.
I'm Dean McClellan.
Hey,
How are you?
good, how are you?
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, and for those that you, well, we should probably do introductions. This is Anna Marshall. She's our newly elected assessor collector. She's going to be taking office on January 1 of 2020. And just,
21.
wait, did I say 2020? We don't
We don't want to go that again.
2021. So why don't you just start and everybody just introduce yourself to Anna.
Okay, well, I'm Dean McClellan, and I'm been a member of the board for a long time. Chairman, this is Frank Brinkerhoff.
Yes, I think I've been my second term
Yes, I think so.
doing that and from the school board. So it's been an interesting process.
Gotta be more than 2. I elected you. More than
Has
2.
it been my third?
Third, at least third. But we did some oopses back there too, so.
Who knows?
Time flies when you're having fun, Frank.
That's right.
Right behind you, you have Larry.
Larry Ward.
Anna, we've
Hi,
been,
Larry.
good to see you.
I'm sure we've met many times. I probably met, there's no introduction for that one.
Yeah, that's
over
right.
there. I know him
Yeah.
for many years.
Okay, Travis will not be here.
Travis said he was, if he was going to be here, he'd be running late. So.
Okay. Well, it's 2 o'clock, or a little after 2, 3 minutes after 2. Note the presence of the quorum. Let's go ahead and get the meeting moving here. Item 2, consideration and actions on the minutes of the September 15th, 2020 meeting. I'll entertain a motion anytime.
So moved.
Second.
Okay,
So it's
moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Minutes are approved. All right, let me sign these right here. Hand them back there so I don't take them home.
Yes, sir.
Habit of that. Item 3, citizens to be heard. Do we have any citizens?
I just looked at the front and I just looked online and I did not see any other participants waiting to get online, so I don't note any.
Seeing no citizens to be heard, we'll move on to item 4. Consideration and possible action regarding the extension of the depository contract.
Okay, so for the depository contract, this is basically re-upping the ability to continue on with the bank that we're currently using. We have something in the statute that requires us to either go out for another bid, or this board has the ability to extend that contract. Recently, we got some information that some of the return rates are going down. Jack did
Going down?
right. Jack was kind enough to do some investigative work for us, and the rates are commensurate with other rates of other banks. So it's my desire and my recommendation to continue and or to extend the depository contract and keep it with the same bank that we have.
Which
You have
is,
had no service
Prosperity.
issues
We've
with
had no
this
service
bank.
issues.
we've got Prosperity.
Prosperity Bank right here.
Prosperity Bank.
When Michael talked to me about it, it was obvious that the rates had gone down from the last contract that you had, but it didn't take the 2 phone calls to verify what I already knew, and that is Prosperity's giving you like 1/100th of a point bonus over what everybody else is paying their lobby rate to be. And even if it were the same, what I told Michael was moving a depository contract is painful for the people who have to involve it. So if it's in the ballpark, my recommendation is always leave it, unless you've been unhappy.
But Prosperity's always been really good.
They are.
And dealt well with us, as I
Yes,
recall.
that is correct. And so my recommendation, my hope is that this board allows us to extend that contract.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, moved and seconded that we renew or extend the depository contract with Prosperity Bank. All in favor?
Aye.
Just for the record, is that 2 years or 3 years? Mike?
It's 2 years.
2.
Okay.
Jungle drums.
Triangle this thing. There we go. We have 2 item 4s here.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's item 5 then.
You want to?
Consideration and possible action on reappointment of appraisal review board member Kathy Hoffman.
So that's, it's mismarked as item 4, because there's 2 item 4s, so we'll make that correction to item 5. So Kathy Hoffman is just another, she's a board member that has expressed a desire to continue as an ARB member. She has another term that she can re-up for, and it's up to this board to do that.
I got a lot of respect for her. I haven't seen her in a while, but she's always been very, very good. I would support continuing her.
Okay?
Yeah.
Need a motion?
Second.
Okay, do we need a motion on that?
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Second came before the motion.
Moved and seconded that we reappoint Kathy Hoffman to the ARB.
Thought he was making a motion.
Any further discussion? No, I think she's probably very good. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Item 6. Consideration and possible action on the reappointment of appraisal review board member Ramona LeBlanc.
I know Ramona well and her husband Michael, and I would move that we extend her for another term.
And she has served as
As a board, as an ARB member.
ARB member.
That's a second. That's good enough for me, Jack.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I made it.
Okay, you made it. I thought I heard a second. Okay, further discussion of Ramona. All in favor of reappointing Ramona LeBlanc to the appraisal review board, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's done. My goodness, we went through that. Okay, chief appraisers report.
So we have 2 items on the chief appraiser's report. The first is the supplemental appraisal roll presentation. You'll find that either on in your pad, or I've given everybody a copy, and you'll see 2 documents. One is the summary of certified rolls changes, and then subsequent to that, you'll actually find behind that, you'll actually see the details of each supplemental group. This is the same supplemental roll kind of thing that we do every time. The thing that I have to present to you, but you have no action on it. And here's a summary of the certified roll changes of the assessed value. For the record, if you're wondering like who does look at this stuff, I'm required to do the same thing for the ARB, and the ARB actually, we go through specific line items and say, okay, this is the chief appraiser motion on this thing. Why are you changing the roll? And they're the ones, they're the actual group that actually looks at every single roll change. And so that's delineated to that board. And they actually get to ask questions, and they actually get to overrule it if they want to, or not accept it. So there's I'll answer any questions that you have on the summary of the certified roll changes.
Okay, we accept them. Thank you very much. Any questions, anybody? Okay, let's talk financials.
Okay, on the financials, we just recently got our bank statement for the November statement, so we were able to get those in. So you will see that you got the 2020 approved budget, and then you've got the actual January through November. The 92% at the right-hand side of that at the top represents 11/12 of the year. To give you kind of a baseline basis, a comparison basis of what each line item actually represents. So you can look on the revenue side. The revenue appears to be 124% of what we thought it would be.
Well, 1,000% better interest income is pretty good.
Yeah.
That next year?
Yeah, probably not. And you can see that that's probably a good lion's share of that difference when you're talking between the 31,000 and 38,000 total. I mean, that's 11,000 of it. That's represents more than that difference.
How did you do that?
It's just interest income. Well, we had deposits that were bigger.
Insurance and FEMA related perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay.
But those are about to go. Remember, those are about to go away. So.
I was going to attribute it to superior leadership.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But thank you. Moving on to benefits, you'll see the breakdown. 77% of that, I think we've got one more payment coming in for that. Retirement is it's where it needs to be, 92%. You can see all the rest there, Medicare, unemployment, long-term disability, those are all below budgeted amounts. Moving on to capital outlay and the rest of the expenses, I'll be glad to entertain any questions on any of those items.
Legal services is the only thing I see that,
Yeah.
yes, is somewhat out of line. I think I know why, but you might comment on that.
Legal services, we had approximately 13 suits, Val.
Yes,
13 lawsuits this year. There's a lot of back and forth that goes with that. Just in preparation, we're about to incur some more legal fees, quite honestly. In looking at the lawsuits, obviously we're going to be counseled by our attorney, but there's some that you just settle just because it's so cost prohibitive. And then there's others that you kind of have to go to the mat on. And those are going to incur bigger legal fees. We suspected that we would have that, but honestly, when you look at the numbers 13, and we had what, 14, Val, about 1,400, or was it 1,100 formal protests this year?
We had 1,700.
1,700, so that represents less than 1/10%. So,
Who decides whether we settle or not? You guys?
we do with counsel. I mean, ultimately, the decision lies with me and counsel. So.
Did I understand you to say earlier that most of these suits were related to commercial property?
Most of the suits this year were related to commercial
And
properties,
there
that's
was a
right.
change in methodology there, as I recall.
Right, and some of those.
Got their attention.
Right. Every appeal and or past the appeal, arbitration and or suit after that has its own merits and its own weightiness. So I have to decide, whether there's merit and weightiness to their appeal. Obviously with arbitration, it's not a suit, it's a mediated arbitration. There's a formal process that we go through. Some of those have already been done this fall. For the suits are, we have 13 suits. We typically, Jerry, we have, 3 or 4 a year at the most right now.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4. So it's like 3 times, 4 times normal. But considering what we did on the commercial side this year, it's not out of the realm of what we expected. So moving down on the rest of the budget, you can see that most of those items are either in line or we won't actually get any more bills for this last month for it. So if you're looking at 92% and then you look at the total expenses, and that's approximately 83-84%, look like we're going to be under budget again here. On the right-hand column, on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the disbursements for the entities. Again, that's commensurate with what their annual obligations were to the district. And so we won't have final numbers until we meet again next month for the 2020 total year. That's what I have for the financials. I do have one other thing as it relates to Miss Jerry Cox. So, be right back.
You're in trouble. Yeah.
We gonna have a party, Jerry?
I don't know.
It's a
Party
surprise.
or on a guillotine, one or the other.
So,
Oh, wow, so very pretty.
I just wanted to say thank you for being such a integral member and just helping us transition. I know that when I was able to come on, you were just so welcoming and so cooperative and helpful to me. That you always gave me a really good sense of just confidence as it related to things and just put me at ease. And I just want to say thank you. And from the appraisal staff and the board here, we just want to say thank you for your years of service. And we're going to miss you. And we're going to look forward to welcoming you.
Amen to that.
I didn't say I'm crying today, but I knew I would be sad because I've enjoyed the journey and I've enjoyed the friendships I've made. I see y'all in the grocery store and get hugs sometimes, and so I look forward to that when this COVID is gone. But to see y'all out and about.
Well, we wish you the best in the next phase here. Your retirement's not all bad, actually.
No, I don't. I've gotten used to my husband being around since he retired in January, so maybe we'll be okay.
Oh, now that part gets nice.
He's eased into it. That's wonderful.
You know, I heard it described, and I don't know this to be true, but when you're really young, they put a kid next to a kid and this kid plays with a wagon and this kid plays with another wagon or a doll or something, and they do what's called parallel play. And I understand that in retirement, there's parallel play that happens as well.
Oh, yeah,
So-
Danny built a garage in the back, and he's already practicing back there, and we're, hey, honey, are you doing okay?
Well, we just wanted to, I wanted to say thank you, and I know the staff appreciates all that you and Anna do for us, and
Well, thank you, and these are my favorite colors.
They are. But then when you brought them in, I'm like,
Super.
oh, we nailed that one.
Perfect.
Sunrise or sunset, they're both
Sometimes you
good.
get lucky.
Yeah.
We're good.
that's right. And Anna, we're looking forward to having you on board, and Jerry's going to give you a little bit of information as it relates to the secretary position. It's important that you understand positionally or not procedurally that when Anna takes office on January 1st, subsequent to that, we'll have a meeting in the first probably 15 days. And at which time we'll have to take an action that she's going to be an authorized signatory on the deposit on basically for the bank. So we need to take an action there. And then also this board needs to also make recommendations, and actually you need to make your appointments. Like you need to have a chair and you need to have a secretary. Typically it's been the assessor collector's been the secretary. So.
But that, I did tell Mike, that's not
It's not.
set in stone.
Right.
That, I have friend tax collectors that are both voting members and non-voting members. And several of them have even been the chair of the board in the past,
Mhm.
Right.
and then the people that I've talked to. So it's not laid out who has to be what in the code.
Right. But it's important that this board take action in January.
Does waiting until sometime middle of the month affect writing checks since she'd be a signatory on the account?
D's also signatory, I'm a signatory, so.
And it's any one, not dual?
You have to have two
So you got
over
you got 2 out of
500.
3?
So we're
Okay.
gonna be in good shape for
Yeah.
that first cycle.
I think we'll be okay for that short period of time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we did consider that, and shortly after this meeting, I'm gonna inform Prosperity that we have to get some more checks ordered because we're almost out, and this board has approved the extension. And get them ready to get Anna.
And that won't be hard because I'm already, that's who we bank with. And they'll have it'd be nothing for me to go in and sign
Yeah.
the card, because I'm already in this system there. So it's not hard to add any.
You don't need a motion in a second.
Well, but for the bank part of it, the
Yeah.
bank part will be easy because I do not have to fill out the paperwork because I'm already okay, to bank this, because like we're getting ready to, open up new accounts and they don't need anything from me.
That's good to know.
So, because that's who we bank with, so it's easy, it'll be easy.
There still has to be a motion from the board to authorize you as a signatory, but as long as we have that and then we communicate to the bank, then we can get whatever's required on their side, and then it'll typically just be Anna and I. Because it's always been Jerry and I that writes
Yeah.
checks, and if Jerry's out of town, then we revert to Dee, but it doesn't happen very often. So guys, that's all I had for today. Short meeting, but it was required especially for the extension of the depository contract. So in next meeting, it'll be, again, Anna will be coming on board. You'll elect officers amongst yourselves. I mean, I'm not going to have any influence on that. She'll be a depository signatory. And then I'm getting some information as far as the ag board is concerned. As you remember, I had a new ag appraiser, and he's going to be involved in that meeting. And so I want him to extend some of those invitations to the ag board members. And another thing is the evaluation of the chief. So you have to do the evaluation the first meeting in January. So it's typically done at the end of the year, but we don't need to meet again.
I will circulate that form to each of you on the board. And we can get that rolling like we usually do.
Any questions?
I think it is fair to warn her that this is not a typical meeting. A 20-minute meeting is not a
I've
typical.
sat in on a Zoom, so I know. I've been in
Just
the
so she
background before.
fully appreciates what she's getting herself involved in.
That's right.
I appreciate this one being short, thank
I
you.
did it that way on purpose.
To
You
make it
got it,
look
guys.
good, oh.
She's not gonna mind, it's not 20 minutes.
My copy looks like an original.
That is the original.
Okay, I thought before I walk off.
Mine looks the same way.
Oh, was it?
No, it's a color copy.
Is it
Okay, well, it's real clear, so.
Oh, well, that's,
All right.
I don't think that's not the original, is it? No.
I have another one, but yeah, if you don't mind leaving it there, that would be great. I've got it black.
I know
and white.
mine doesn't look like that. Mine looks like black.
Well, I've
Oh,
got several of the black and white ones
colors.
too. Cool.
Make sure and make that item change on, let's see, 2 item 4s that one needs to be an item 5.
Second item 4 is item 5.
Other than that,
I think we're done. Just one question.
sorry.
One question, Jerry. Did you fully brief Anna on her role as proofreader in chief for the minutes?
Not so much that, I told her that there was talk about, her might be considered a secretary, and her eyes got really big, and she said, I don't wanna take minutes, and I said, no, that's one thing that
No, you don't have to
the
do that.
secretary of the board doesn't have to do.
Thank
but-
God. You
Jerry
don't
has,
want me taking minutes.
Jerry has caught us in innumerable spelling errors
Oh, I
in the
know,
minutes.
I know.
So you experienced some of that?
She loves that red pen. That's her favorite pen. We have.
I've had supervisors
Matter
like
of fact,
that.
I've been with her for officially 15 years. And the joke is, if she's writing in red, it's okay. But when
Now
she's
we're getting the rest of
printing,
the story in Jerry.
if she prints in big letters,
Uh-huh.
you're in trouble.
Okay.
That is when you're in trouble with the red pen. But the red
Okay.
pen is her friend. So,
One last thing, I wanted to invite everybody that would like to come, next Wednesday, the 16th
Yes.
at noon. We have our Christmas party. Y'all are all welcome to come. We're having tamales like we do every year, and we're making dishes or whatever. So we extended the same invitation to the ARB members. So
Good.
has to be kind of a rolling, like, okay, you have to leave because you can't be here together and talk because there's.
well, now that I can throw that out there, the 22nd at 2:00, we are having a small, at the office, a going away party for Jerry. You're all welcome to stop by and say hi and at the office from 2 to 4.
So
Have a piece of cake.
Take a piece of cake and we have some punch and
we're
just,
definitely gonna get to see her cry.
yep, just come in and
That's the 22nd.
22nd between 2 and 4.
Well-earned retirement, Jerry.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of fun too, I'll tell you.
I know, I remember all the things you told me already, yeah. I'm looking
Jerry, I'll
forward to it.
never forget the first time I met you, which was 12 or 15 years ago, and I walked in to pay my tax bill. And I asked, because we lived up in the Washington DC area, and I asked if I could please meet Jerry Cox, because I'd never sent as much money to a woman I didn't know. in my entire- You probably don't remember that, but
I do,
I
I do.
remember it with fondness.
That is loaded right
That's
there.
great, that's great.
You'd be amazed. how
But, and I
many
don't
people
remember, I don't think your wife was with you when you.
She wasn't,
No.
but it was in the middle of the day, all the employees were around, and we were good. So-
And you didn't have glass or anything, so
No, no, no,
everybody
no.
could hear you, I know.
Oh, my goodness.
You'd be amazed how many guys come in and say that,
Really?
yeah, they want to meet the person that they give so much money to. She's probably out on her yacht, right? Like, no, she's actually in there working.
Just for the record, aren't we still rolling?
We are. All right.
All right, I think we're done. Thank you all for everything this year. My sense is that it's been kind of a bumpy 2 or 3 years here, but we're kind of beginning to
Hopefully.
level out, plateau, or glide in, or whatever you want, whatever term you want to use. It's
I'm looking
about
forward to that.
time.
I'm looking forward to that plateau.
Yeah.
Really?
If this had been
A lot of
2
different
years,
levels.
it's been the smoothest bumps I've ever been on.
Well,
I mean, it
Well, so
really
you
is.
get on a plateau, but now it's legislative session, so.
Oh,
then that
okay.
just brings
Oh,
all
I
kinds of
just
Lord.
had
stuff.
those last week.
Nobody's home or fortune is safe.
Nope.
Well, as you may, and I informed this board before, I'm on a couple of legislative committees now. I'm on the Property Assistance Advisory Board with the Comptroller's Office, and I'm also on the Legislative Committee for the TAD. So we're listening to possible legislation that's coming out, and given, we have internal discussions as an organization to say, hey, why is this good or why is this bad, or, what are the possible pitfalls? And those are all very important meetings. I mean, they're all important things to be a part of. So
Glad you're a part of it.
Well, we're very pleased that you're involved in some of that stuff. I think that's good. Okay,
We're adjourned.
we're
the
adjourned.
next meeting should be pretty short too, I would think.
John is not here to repossess the tablets and pens, what Charlie says. You head out the door with one of these tablets and she'll tap it.
Wait a
I'll let you
minute.
shut it
I
down.
want to see this.
Thanks,
She's
Mike.
not here. She's not here.
She's not here today?
Thanks, Dee.
Well,